Good evening, everyone. Today's topic is actually a mix of quite a few things. It's an answer to a lot of queries which I get, and also some of the things which I thought are very important for everyone to know. I hope the screen is visible to all of you. So transition, we'll talk about transition, and especially a lot of now the new DGR courses are going to start. I think people are opting for new DGR courses, and especially for the armed forces members. And वैसे भी जो लोग who are planning to switch careers, whether they are in civil street or they are in armed forces, or somebody wanting to choose a career when while starting the career, from college to picking up a job, make all these things. It's a transition. It's a shift from one state, subject, place, etc. to another one. And it's a big change. तो अगर आप उसके लिए तैयारी नहीं करेंगे तो थोड़ी सी मुश्किल हो जाएगी. हो सकता है कि you may be lucky and आपका सब कुछ काम बनता चला जाए, लेकिन it is better to be prepared than to regret later. Especially for armed forces officers, it's a big change. We are used to certain kind of working environment, lifestyle. We have a different work culture, we have different ethos, और बाहर जाके बहुत सारी चीजें change हो जाती. So those are the things which matter a lot. So it's a very exciting journey, but at the same time it is a very challenging one. And some of the challenges you can see on the slide also. One is cultural adjustment. Very big cultural adjustment actually. The corporate environment जो है वो it operates in a very different style. It operates differently from the military culture. And when you have to adapt to a new culture, values and norms, it can be challenging. And now you see, you may already be in corporate sector. It's fine. You have already adjusted, or it may have been very easy for you, or you may have faced certain challenges. It's fine. But those who are going to pass out from DGR courses, or who are going to join DGR courses and would be transitioning at a little later stage, or those who are planning their transition, it's very important कि आप ये बात समझ लें कि it's going to be a big culture change and you have to leave certain baggage behind. So I know baggage में बहुत सारी चीजें हैं. और baggage में है your expectations, your egos, your seniority, juniority, all those things. Some things which may not matter much. Reporting, hierarchical structure, बहुत सारी चीजें अलग हो जाती हैं, and it varies from organization to organization, company to company. Some companies work exactly like what we do in armed forces, but most of the companies are very different. So understanding and navigating the corporate hierarchy, communication styles, decision-making process, it can take time and it can be at times little overwhelming. Then you have skill gaps. जो skills आपके armed forces में बहुत मायने रखते थे, हो सकता है, like for example, you may be using, I'm talking about hard skills, soft skill, everything. You may be very good at PowerPoint presentations and all. You have made very good presentations in armed forces or in your previous career, whatever career it was. And suddenly you find that Excel is very important, and you have not had exposure to Excel. So while the military imparts valuable skills, why I am using military again and again is because today's talk is more to do with transition of armed forces officers. So while the military imparts valuable skills, there may be gaps in certain other skills like technical skills or industry specific skills. So there is some knowledge required in the corporate world and you have to upgrade and upskill yourself. लेकिन वो आप करोगे कैसे जब तक आपको पता ही नहीं है कि वो स्किल्स कौन से हैं and what skills you lack. So you have to be self-aware, and that is why the topic of today's this thing, that know yourself before you plan. In fact, before you plan your, ideally, आपने suppose you are planning your transition 1 year hence, and you plan to do a DGR course also. But before that, आपको you must know yourself कि आपकी अपनी strengths, weaknesses, आपके अपने aptitude, attitude, psychology, learning styles, whatever, ये सब चीजें कैसी हैं, and what are your career segments, what are the career clusters you would like to pursue. वो उसके बाद then you have to actually make your choice of DGR course. I mean it starts that back. अगर आपने थोड़ा सा डाइग्रेस हो रहा हूँ मैं टॉपिक से, लेकिन मेरे पास बहुत सारे मेरे अपने बैचमेट्स भी हैं, बिकॉज बैचमेट्स आर नाउ सुपर एनिमेटिंग, एंड बहुत सारे मेरे अपने बैचमेट्स का मुझे फोन आता है और दे कीप आस्किंग मी how is this course about DTR courses and I go through the content of the course with them sometimes and then they talk about लोकेशन स्पेसिफिक वो लोकेशन स्पेसिफिक हो जाते हैं कि मैं तो चंडीगढ़ में रहना चाहता हूँ या मैं तो अंबाला या फरीदाबाद में रहना चाहता हूँ देयर इज अ कंफ्यूजन यू आर इन अ कंफ्यूज स्टेट ऑफ माइंड व्हाट आर यू लुकिंग एट आर यू लुकिंग एट अ कोर्स which may provide you good job opportunities, or are you looking at administrative comfort? So there will be a trade-off. There is likely to be a trade-off. So first, know yourself, know your choices, know your options, know your desires, expectations from your next career, and then make your choices, right? When you have, I'm talking about the obstacles during the transition phase, networking and personal branding. Now, we go new to the corporate environment, and networking can be really a very daunting process. Establishing connections, developing relationships, showcasing your value proposition, it will require deliberate effort. You have to, and I have been talking about it in my high ticket, how to land a high ticket job series. I've been talking about it that you have to create a strong personal brand that highlights your unique strengths, what experiences you have had, what are your achievements, and so that you stand out in a competitive job market. So, if some of you, if you have attended the previous talks in which we spoke about that you are a product, you have to position yourself as a very valuable, costly product, which is costly not for buying only, it is costly even to list on some platform. So, if you want to be viewed as that, then you have to showcase your value proposition. So, you have to craft a very strong personal brand. Then, another very big obstacle the transition phase is how to translate your military experience. Effectively, and yeah, almost everyone, unless you are joining defense related job or you are doing a defense related business, unless you're doing that, if you are joining somewhere else, translating your military experience at times becomes difficult, and a lot of people face difficulty in this. They're confused, and a lot of CVs, etc., which we have that job data portal. A lot of people keep applying jobs and I keep getting a lot of CVs. And in those CVs, I'm sometimes amazed. उसमें इस तरह की चीजें लिखी होती हैं कि जैसे मतलब how will a recruiter or a hiring manager know platoon weapon course? How would he know officer transport management course, D&M course? It was written D&M course. So how would a recruiter know what is a D&M course or a platoon weapon course? Or is there a requirement to list all those? So effectively communicating your military experience, your skills in a way that resonates with civilian employers can be challenging. So you have to translate your achievements, your leadership abilities, your problem solving skills into corporate language so that your employer understands your value. अगर आपको कोलगेट की टूथपेस्ट में दांतों के बारे में कुछ ना बोला जाए और अलग तरीके से बताया जाए कि इट्स ए वाइट पेस्ट, वुड यू एवर बाय इट? इट्स अ वाइट पेस्ट, इट डजंट टेल यू एनीथिंग कि भाई ये करता क्या है, इसकी वैल्यू क्या है, आपको फायदा क्या होगा इसको यूज करने से। तो क्या आप सिर्फ एक वाइट पेस्ट के नाम पे या किसी इस चीज के नाम पे आप उसको खरीदेंगे? कभी नहीं खरीदेंगे। सो यू हैव टू translate your achievements, your problem solving skills into the language which corporate understands, and so that the employer can understand your value. And then next obstacle which is there is also a emotional and psychological transition. Now it's a new workplace, it's a new work culture, the job responsibilities are different, the work life balance. Earlier you had certain support system, and it was because of that support system you had certain amount of freedom and ease of work, जो कि अब नहीं होगा. So it can impact your emotional well-being. And then there are new people, new set of people in who have different style of working, communicating, and some of them may be in the corporate sector for very long, and they have been in the same organization for very long. They have a different set of friends. You are there. You are a new entrant, and you have to make new friends and establish new support network. And it can be really, really emotionally challenging. Then you have skill gaps. You have to. We have spoken about it enough. So I am building the narrative basically. So it's about, you have some hard skills. Hard skills can be technical skills, software proficiency, data analysis, Excel, IT skills, industry specific skills. So you may have to upskill yourself, and wherever you feel you are lacking, you have to upskill in that domain. But how will you know that you are lacking in that? How would you know that this is your career cluster that you should be opting for? You have aptitude for that. And how would you know that for that cluster you may be requiring these skills? So it's an exercise. And then of course there are soft skills, and soft skills we all know, whether it is communication skills, negotiating skills, conflict resolution, whatever. So you have to bridge the skill gap. You have to upskill yourself. And for that, you have a lot of resources. You have Coursera, you have edX, you have Khan Academy, you have Udemy, you have LinkedIn Learning, then various online YouTube. There's so many things. So once you identify where you are lacking, you can look for those skills in these particular places, and you can build those skills. So you need to have a strategy. And strategy is not only about making choices. It's about making choices, trade-offs. It is about deliberating, choosing to be different. But it's not only that. Strategy is also figuring out what not to do. And that is one of the most important things, what not to do. I have a few days back, मैंने जॉब पोर्टल जो जॉब डेटा शीट है उस पे एक जॉब डाली थी फॉर अफ्रीका, हेड ऑफ रोल आउट, एंड हेड ऑफ रोल आउट फॉर अ टेलीकॉम कंपनी. It was a very highly paid job. And I have got CVs जिसमें रोल आउट से रिलेटेड 100 miles तक उसमें ऐसा कुछ नहीं. Don't apply left, right and center. You are not that cheap. You see where you fit in. दिमाग में ये देखिए क्या कर सकते हैं, whether you fit in there or not. Don't just let your CV be available very freely in the market. The recruiters, sometimes the same recruiter gets your CV for very different kind of jobs, and that is the time when they know that you are desperate for a job. So don't be desperate. Please identify what are those 3-4 career domains, career clusters, whatever you call them. Make your CVs accordingly and apply only for those particular roles and those particular jobs and those particular industries. Don't apply left, right, and center. You're doing, it's like, you're doing MBA also, then you're doing CISSP also, then you're doing CISM also, and then Lean Six Sigma, PMP, सब कुछ कर लिया, पता नहीं है करना क्या. So this just shows confusion. Even on your CV, if you have all these things, I'm telling you, it shows confusion. What is this guy trying to do? He has so many things. Unless you are senior enough कि आपने पहले PMP से अपना करियर शुरू किया था, and then you slowly you saw the corporate sector, and then you slowly acquired some more skills, and then change your domain. Maybe you went to sales, you did MBA, or you did finance, and that is a totally different thing. But before your transition, if you're doing everything, then it just shows a confused state of mind. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to be master of all. So have a strategy, and that is very important. Having a strategy is very, very important. Somebody is asking in the group, where is this talk happening? Please, somebody can share the link in case. So what is the importance of a well-defined strategy for a successful transition? Well, it gives you clarity and direction. It maximizes your opportunities. A well-defined strategy, it actually helps you clarify your career goals and aspirations. अगर आपके पास एक स्ट्रैटेजी नहीं है एंड आपको अपने करियर गोल्स नहीं मालूम है, नाउ आई एम बीइंग वेरी स्पेसिफिक टू आर्म फोर्सेस officers now. You are making a very big step in your life. You are coming out from armed forces where you had a very different set of values, very different work culture, so many things. What a wonderful place to be in. But now you are coming to the corporate sector. It's a very big shift. And if you don't have a strategy in place, and अगर आप luck के भरोसे चल रहे हैं, then it is a 50-50% chance. Tails भी हो सकता है और heads भी हो सकता है. तो अगर आप अपने luck के भरोसे चल रहे हैं, then it's a different thing. And ऐसा नहीं है, बहुत से लोग करते हैं, मैंने भी किया. But then it was a very, very different, very, very wrong approach. And it is a very wrong approach अगर आपने अभी तक अपनी career strategy नहीं करी. तो if you, to all those who still have time, 1 year, 6 months, more than 1 year, in fact, a lot of people, I feel very happy कि बहुत सारे लोग जो हैं वो मुझे अभी 2-3 साल अभी उनको टाइम है, and they approach me and they go through the psychometric analysis, etc., etc. We are approaching this matter in a very responsible and very structured, systematic manner. Oh, that is what is strategizing. So it is very important to have a very well-defined strategy for if you are looking for a successful transition. अगर आपके पास बाप दादा का बहुत अच्छा पैसा है and you are not bothered and you are कोई आपके लिए transition is just another step, then of course this talk is definitely not. So it provides a direction, clear direction, and help you focus on the steps, necessary steps, so that you achieve a desired outcome, maximizes opportunities for you. It helps you understand the gaps you have and the knowledge required. तो जब आप strategy बनाएंगे उसमें सब कुछ होगा कि आपने पहले identify किया कि what are you, who are you, आपने अभी तक क्या किया है, what are your strengths, your personal traits, your strengths based on your experience, whatever you've done in your previous avatar, what are your achievements, accomplishments, what skills, what are the suitable career clusters for those career clusters, those roles, what are the skills you require, do you have those skills? If you don't have those skills, how will you acquire those skills? या कितना time लगेगा? What will be the strategy? क्या मुझे सिर्फ do I need a certification or without a certification acquiring that skill will also help? Do I need to do an MBA? Whatever. All these things will make you better prepared when the opportunity arises. So next is you're building, network and relationships. So part of that strategy is your networking also. We have always been talking about it. Networking is very important. So, and there is a beautiful talk on Value Talks YouTube channel. Your network is your network. You must watch that. So networking is also part of your strategy. And when do you start networking? How do you start networking? We have been talking about in our previous things, especially in that landing your high ticket job series. So it guides you in establishing connections, leveraging existing networks, and expanding your professional relationship. Don't treat LinkedIn as a job search portal. It is not a job search portal. It is incidental that there are jobs posted. Don't leverage the strength of LinkedIn. Then is your personal branding and positioning. Again, we have spoken so many times about this. Your personal branding is very important. What is your personal brand? Where are you? Are you present somewhere? Are you in front of the eyes of the recruiter? Are you, whatever domain you are targeting, are you visible in that particular domain or related to that domain? Related to that job role? Is there a personal brand which you have created? When you are saying personal brand, creation of personal brand, it's not only about positive things. Have you posted responsibly on the social media? Have you been responsible, or you have been posting, criticizing everyone and, posting political comments and all those things? You have to be very responsible in using the social media. So personal branding and positioning is very important. It helps you position yourself as a valuable asset in the corporate sector, and it helps you in showcasing your strengths, your experiences, your accomplishments, your achievements. So by having a well-defined strategy, you can navigate this whole process of transitioning much more effectively. You can capitalize on opportunities. So don't take a plunge without having a strategy. If you already know that you have to come out after 6 months, 1 year, 1.5 years, or 2 years, have a roadmap, have a strategy, and for that you have to know yourself. Self-awareness is the foundation of a successful transition. It is very important. You have to understand your values, your interests, your personality traits, your experiences, skills, accomplishments. You have to identify your strengths and weaknesses. You have to recognize areas of improvement, technical skills, industry knowledge, networking. ये सब जो है, it's all a very systematic process. And then you have to understand the importance of leveraging your strengths and addressing your weaknesses. In many interviews, it's very commonly asked question. Tell us something about your weaknesses. What is your weakness? List out your 2-3 weaknesses. Preparation for interview is also a part of your strategy. What are the commonly asked questions in the interviews you should have already prepared while you were strategizing? Then your aptitude assessment. What aptitude do you have? You may have been wanting to be part of finance in the finance domain, but you don't have aptitude for numbers. There's no point going there. So, and exploring what are the transferable skills you have. And you may like to seek guidance from mentors, career counselors. Personal brand, I have already, touched upon this. You have to define your unique value proposition. What are you bringing to the table? And you have to be good at showcasing your skills, experience, and achievements. And where can you show that? You may be having a personal website. You may be having on your LinkedIn profile, on your CV, wherever. And we have also spoken about it at length, how to do it. Networking, building relationships, again, we have spoken about it in my previous talks when we spoke about treating yourself as a valuable product. We spoke about some that building your career portfolio is the basic thing. I gave the example of this thing. Suppose you're going for a basketball match or a hockey match. For getting selected into a team, you have to know how to play. And once you are going for the match and to play, you need to have the kit. So these are basic stuff. Without a hockey stick, you cannot, or a ball, you cannot play hockey, or you cannot play basketball without a ball. So building your career portfolio, your LinkedIn profile, your CV, etc., is a basic stuff. You have to do it. So don't think that once you have done your LinkedIn profile and you have done your all-star optimized LinkedIn profile and you have made your CV, don't think that all is ticky boo. It's basic stuff that you have done. This is the most basic stuff. There's so much more to do. That is why it is very essential to have a strategy in place. You have to create a transition plan, set your short-term, long-term career goals, identify the required skills, knowledge for your target industry. First of all, you have to identify your target industry, your target roles, and then develop a timeline and action steps for achieving your goals. I am telling you, if you do this, nobody can stop you from getting the job you want. That is, if you have a strategy and a transition plan in place and in time, not that you're coming out next month and now you're making your strategy. So be very, very focused, be very deliberate, know yourself, know your strengths, know your weaknesses, know your attitude, know your desired end state when you join the corporate sector, know your target industries, target roles, know the career clusters or career segments which are suitable for you and you are suitable for them. Identify the skill gaps, find out from where you can plug those gaps, and that is what will help you in a smooth transition. So, do you know yourself well? Do you have a strategy in place? The answer is with you only. And with that, I have finished today's talk.
You gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health, yeah. You gotta work, never tell, keep your head